Oh, excuse me. I was busy writing down my glimmer for the day. You
Oh.
know, Glimmer Globe. Everybody's heard about Glimmer Globe, right? You've
Yeah,
heard
I'm
about it.
noticing a trend about Glimmer Globe.
Yes. I mean, it's very enlightening. I recommend everybody do it. So let me finish writing this down so that I can put it in my Glimmer Globe, because for 22 days starting yesterday, I'm writing a glimmer down every day. And who knows what a glimmer is?
Very
Something that
reflective.
makes you happy.
Yes. Something that's very happy, makes you very happy. It makes you feel safe in a chaotic world. They're little bitty joys that are actually, I love it. They're a great form of rebellion.
I'm going to
Little
get some red
joys.
vines and put them in my Glimmer Globe.
I dare you.
I
You know,
will.
the day
I'll put
before
one
I
whole
saw your
vine in.
Glimmer Globe video, I saw Radley Valentine doing his presentation, and he had an actual Glimmer Globe on his shelf, like a globe with filigree on it that had little sparkles inside of it, and they were
Cool.
like electrically moving. It was really wild.
That's cool.
I've seen that little electrical like bzzz thing, and it like brizzes around inside the dome, the globe.
Oh, you're talking
Like
about those
electrical.
things. Yeah.
It's not the thing that you touch to
Yeah.
electrocute.
Oh, okay.
It's an actual decoration. It's like got gold filigree on it and little gold lights inside.
Well, Gerald's wearing his glimmer globe on his head.
Yeah.
There is.
Well,
Gerald,
that's
did you
because-
see that link I sent you?
His whole brain is glimmering.
I haven't
Exactly.
yet, because I was just finished writing my Glimmer Globe, and my glimmer is for today, Tuesday, December 9th. Duality pair 10, people who share their intelligence with me.
Oh.
Maru and the best chatters.
Yes. Yep. All
Oh,
right.
that's a
Thank
good
you.
one.
It is a good one. More of that. More of that. Let's get
Yeah.
in here.
What
Got
was
to
in
witness
that
the whole
jar
procedure.
originally, Gerald?
Nothing. Jeffrey got it for me. It's got a nice little. It has
Yeah,
a
I
slit
see
in it,
that.
so it's for
Coins.
tips. So everybody, welcome to Laugh and Learn, where laughter lifts. I'm Gerald, joined by Timy, Linda, Maru. Today we explore the Sun and Judgment, Illumination, Awakening, and closing arc of the closing arc of the Marseille Duality journey. Your insights really do help us. They are great. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's say hello to. See, I got all excited with my Glimmer Globes. It's like, ooh. See, Duality pair 10. Got to do that. Raven Tarot Meditation. Timy, how are you?
I'm good. I've had a good week.
Excellent. I like that.
Might put up the Christmas tree later today.
Wow.
Might do it.
Linda, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. I've had a busy week, did a lot of internal work, and wow, yeah.
I love that. And Madame Maru's House of Cards, how are you?
Well enough, thank you.
I recognize that. Thank you. I'm TarotStache, and I'm doing fine. Finally trying to get some sleep. The last 2 nights I have stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning working on the elements, the suits for the Tarot the Stash Way. I am piloting tonight with some friends.
Oh, this is the project you've been working on in the background.
Yes, I only have 28 pages of notes.
Gerald.
For how long is the class?
There'll be a long dinner party.
It's as long as I need it to be.
Very
And
good.
and we'll put it this way. This is stuff that this is how I prepare for it. I prepare a lot, so I have background information that may never come up, and that's cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
we have some of the best chatters here. Beth is listening intently, but still in bed, heating pad on muscle relaxer. GGG is here. Peace, love, remember. River is here. Twisted Sushi. Goodness, that's somebody I haven't seen in quite a while. Hello.
Mm.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Is joined us.
Thanks, Saskia.
Shine Truth is here. And Edward is here. No, that's Brenda T. Sorry.
That's Brenda. Yeah.
Hi, Brenda. And hi, Linda.
Hey, Linda's here.
What the hell is she doing?
She's
Oh my
here
God.
twice.
She is spreading her intelligence. It's great. I bask in the glow. Jacob is here. Hello, Jacob. Good to see
No
you.
basking allowed.
Mhm.
Dr. Pamela is here. If you did not see the show, Linda and Diane G. Into the Ether did with Dr. Pam, go watch it.
Yeah, it was.
I have to check that.
I'm still feeling the reverberations from that. It sent me down a really productive and transformative rabbit hole.
I love that.
Thank you, Dr. Pam.
Mm.
She doesn't even know. That's
Inspiration.
okay.
Pamela is here. Hello, Pamela.
We're the duality team. Cool.
We need capes. We need capes and special headbands and
No capes. No capes.
No,
why not?
Okay.
I want a cape.
No.
I want a cape.
Does anybody get that from that show, the animated show? I don't remember the Invincibles, the family of superheroes.
Oh, them.
Oh yeah, I only saw that once, maybe.
I don't think I maybe saw part of it once. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the story or the characters or
They were
anything.
anti-cape.
No,
Really?
no. It's because that's the woman who makes the costumes. Capes cause superheroes to get caught up into things that they don't need to get caught up into.
Like gears.
Yes, like gears and all that.
Yeah.
I
Barefoot
still want
Jamie.
to. I don't care. I won't be that kind of a superhero because I'm actually a fairly cautious person by nature. So I don't foresee myself getting caught. I want a cape. If we're going to be a team, damn it, I want a cape.
Then you must have the most awesome cape ever.
Indeed.
It
Silk
needs to have
velvet.
its own form of movement.
It needs to have anti-gravity.
I
Yes.
already actually have a cape.
Mm.
Now I'm very envious.
You should
It's
wear it
black
next
with
episode.
silver, like sort of tinsel thread through it.
Oh,
The Incredibles. Thank you. I was trying to remember the name
thank
of the
you.
show.
Yeah.
Edna Mood.
Incredibles.
No capes. That's funny. If you've not seen Incredibles, do that. Incredibles. I love it. Incredibles. Cheryl is here. Anyhow, yes.
Oh,
Edna
no,
was a cake maker.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Today, we are talking about the 10th duality pair, which is spiritual awakening. I am going to put this up to me so you can see it. What would you like to say about the spiritual awakening?
Well, this is the 10th duality out of 20 cards, 10 pairs. This is the top of the Tree of Life. When you match the dualities to the Sephiros of the Tree of Life together, it's at the top, which is the crown or Kether in the Hebrew tradition, Hermetic Tree of Life tradition. And in the Marseille tradition of the 22 major arcana cards, you have the 10 pairs that match up, and this is at the top. This is, in my opinion, the goal, the meaning of life is to get to the top of the tree and achieve spiritual awakening. And spiritual awakening has two parts, being a duality. It has the sun, which is on the right-hand side, the expressive energy side, and that symbolizes outward cooperation and radiating one's true self. And those are things that you gain, experience and gain as you go up the tree. And now you have the ability to truly radiate your true self to others. And then judgment is the left-hand side, and this is the receptive energy side, the inward side. And judgment represents inward reckoning and integrating all parts of oneself, knowing who you are and what you are, and recognizing that your receptive side fuels your expressive side. And true enlightenment is a balanced existence, aligning inner worlds with outer actions. It's the balance of these two things, which is the path of spiritual balance. And again, like all the other ones, and I know people that are doing this themselves, you can lean too far on one side or the other. You can achieve quite a amount of spiritual enlightenment and recognition of your elemental expressive side, but you can lean more to one side or the other. Like for me personally, the Sun card represents AA meetings. That's one of my groups that I'm a part of, and one of the groups that I began being extremely honest with. And to me, that's the expressive part of my journey of recovery. Right, I'm in the Sun mode right now, and I'm enjoying enlightenment with a group. And then on the other side, there's the inner work you do, like reading the big book and going through the 12 steps and sitting down and writing down all your 4-step things. And these are all specific to AA, but it's the point of it is it's interior work, learning who you are and what you are. And I know people in AA, as an example, a real life example, that go to all the meetings and they love all the social stuff and they do all the social stuff, but they don't do any of the interior stuff. Only like the very, very minimal amount. And that is it. It's blocking them from truly experiencing spiritual enlightenment, I think. And then there's other people that do the opposite. They never go to meetings, but they know all about the big book. They have it memorized, and 12 steps and all the inward type work has been done, but you can't enjoy the balance of spiritual enlightenment until you do both, in equal parts. So that's sort of in a nutshell where it is. And if Gerald, if you could put the tree of life diagram up, we could talk about that for a minute.
This one?
Yes. Yeah. So we're at duality 10, all the way at the very top, spiritual enlightenment. It's at the top of the tree. It's the crown. In the Hermetic tree of life, it's Keter, which means crown. And what I wanted to point out, now that we're here at the 10th one, and we've gone through 1 through 10, notice how this is the latest chart, the latest diagram that I did. And I purposefully wanted to point out how bilaterally symmetrical the entire thing is.
Yeah.
We're at spiritual enlightenment up at the top, sort of that turquoise circle. And then directly opposite of that on the tree is the world of manifestation. And those two things, I think, balance each other out. Just like receptive energy balances expressive energy down at the bottom, those two circles, and humility and insight at the top, they're all mirror images of each of themselves, both vertically and horizontally. And that's a design that's purposeful, I think. It shows how all these things are interconnected together, and you can't do just one without doing the other. You can, and that's kind of a natural state because most of us are in various stages of imbalance. I think the symbolic lesson here is balance, and the way this is laid out makes it very quantifiable and easy to understand. A lot of us are very visual, and it helps to understand how the whole system works, and how it makes a difference that it's left-sided energy, what as opposed to right-sided energy. So today we'll talk about the details of spiritual enlightenment, the 10th duality.
Oh, I think this is great. I do. I think what's really interesting here is these pairs, and it's always about balance. It's about balance. We are never, as a human being, I'm never in one space. I am always fluctuating. That's called living. It's how long do you stay off balance is something that I have to keep in mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It seems to be fundamental to the structure of existence itself, if you ask me. Duality, two,
yeah.
one opposing the other.
Pamela shared, we can only move as fast as we all can move.
I think there's truth to that.
Yeah.
It's built into the system, you know.
Yep.
The circle brings dark and light.
Yes. I agree. Pamela also said, how can cooperation and radiating one's true self be separated from integrating all of our parts?
I think the point is it's not separated.
Yeah.
You recognize that there's exterior radiating of one's true self, and then there's the interior radiating of one's true self. You recognize you're in your own self, the truth about yourself, and you have to work at that. You're not born knowing everything. You have to go through life and work at that. So it's not separated, would be my answer to that.
Yeah.
When you find your true self, it radiates outward and inward at the same time.
People can feel it, and it shows in your work, in the activities that you do. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, Gerald. Growth is never one-dimensional. Pairs are always holding hands. And Dr. Pam said, it's why sometimes people who feel bogged down by others' energy extract themselves and isolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be a survival thing, but you don't want to lean into that for too long. You don't want to isolate yourself completely, you know?
Absolutely.
But I understand what Pamela's saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's a time of rest.
Mm-hmm.
And potentially integration and insight for yourself.
Yeah. Understanding what happened, what went wrong, how you feel about everything, and how you want to approach the situation the next time it happens.
Yeah. Evaluation and planning. And it's very much well, I almost said hermit, but I don't think it. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say that's wrong.
Yeah, to me that's not hermit. To me that's like a flower furling and unfurling. What's the name of those flowers that close at 4 o'clocks? I'm sure, I don't know the scientific name, but you know, they're wide open during the day, and then as the sun starts to set, they start to furl themselves up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a better image for what I feel.
Yep.
So great chat. Okay, so Roxy is here and said earlier, it's the overlay. See it like this: the matrix is toned just one point over the original overlay. They mix the two since it close to the original frequency. One is overlay since it is close enough to the original form. It matches, but with shadows. The shadows cover your truth. Oh, if you want to talk about shadows, go watch that show. Go watch Into the Ether. Really, really insightful.
There'll be more in a week. In 10 days with the next episode, we'll be talking about healing.
Yes. And Dr. Pam said, from a spiritual perspective, what are the common signs and symptoms of awakening? I know psychologically or scientifically, but keen to hear all of your thoughts. So, what are from a spiritual perspective, what are the common signs and symptoms of awakening?
Self-honesty and outward honesty. That's the beginning. That's the first part of a spiritual awakening, because you can't do it without that. I think that's truly the fundament of the path.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
the development of new perspectives where things just sort of go, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
Where your all the things that you perhaps had difficulty facing before suddenly become easier when you see them from a different, I mean, I'm raising my hand up because to me, I think a higher perspective is better. Yeah, and you see it from a higher perspective and part of a greater whole makes it easier for me to forgive myself for having been such a boob when I was 20, you know.
Yeah, things that used to confound you no longer do. You know,
Yeah.
There's an AA tradition to that as well.
Love becomes easier. Loving yourself and loving other people becomes easier, much easier, and compassion becomes easier. I think that for me, there is no spiritual awakening without love,
Right.
without compassion.
And I think love and compassion spring from honesty, like real,
I agree.
true honesty.
I agree. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
You can't love somebody if you're lying to them all the time, and if they're lying to you at the same time, and it's just a big old lying mess, you know.
And the same applies to you. How are you
Yourself.
loving yourself? Yeah.
Yes.
How are you loving yourself if you're lying to yourself about how you really feel or what you really want, what your motivations are? It's best not to walk down that path, okay? It leads to heartbreak.
I think it's recognizing the divinity in yourself and in everyone else, and it shifts your priorities in life. You know, to taking care of other people more than wanting to accumulate wealth or other things. I think.
I love these insights. Again, I'm glad I put the glimmer in there. You all are very intelligent and articulate. And I think, and this is one of those things, I think there are, I guess, the signs and symptoms. There comes a moment when we go, something's not quite right about this. There's that spark of, there might be something more. I'm going to hide that so we can see Maru. And there might be something more. And then we actually have to go through a transition and we have to let things go, including others and our own expectations. And then I think the integration of that is when it suddenly starts to go, oh, that's what that means. That's what that means, because we have different experiences. And my experiences are different than others, fortunately. But my experiences give me the ability to have more compassion and a willingness to hold space.
Yeah.
I've heard that our job, basically, as humans on this planet, are basically to make the planet a better place for the people and creatures that live here.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all we're supposed to do.
I think that's seen in the cards. If we put that duality back up for a sec, I think it's all written there in illustrated symbols.
Hang on.
I think
this duality, you want this one?
Yeah. So to answer Pamela's question, you know, what are the signs of awakening? I think we can see them here. You know, on the right, I think that's what Maru was just talking about, you know, having cooperative behavior with others.
Yeah.
I think in this card here, I think you could say that there's really no overt gender here, really, maybe. I think the point is that it's a joyous, cooperative feeling among your fellows, you know, and you're sharing your, you know, whatever assistance you can give others, you give it freely, and they give assistance to you and you accept it freely. And it's a moment of expressive spiritual awakening, and it's daylight. You can see, things are clear. There's a clearing, and there's that spiritual energy raining down, and you can see it and you can feel it on you. You feel a connection to that, and in a very expressive way. So that's half of it. And then the other half of a spiritual awakening is the internal changes and internal evolution that you go through. And I think this card illustrates that. We have that divine energy coming down again, raining down in sort of a different way. It's the internal work that you do to awaken yourself, to recognize truth when you see it, to know who you are really, and to know what you are really and how you fit in the grand design.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate people, commenting in the chat. It is one of those things that the spiritual awakening is different than a religious experience.
Oh, hell yes.
I want to put that out there because, come for me, YouTube, that's okay. Religion is a structure. It is man-made.
I think there are exceptions to that.
Okay. Say more.
I present Saint Teresa of Avila.
Okay.
Who was well known. Okay. Confession. I have, of course, I have not actually read what she wrote. I can report back secondhand information about her, but she was well known for her ecstatic states, where she reported oneness and I'm just trying to distill this long verbiage, okay? Oneness and transcendence. She would forget to eat for, to the point where it damaged her health. And yet she felt no hunger. Yeah, it could have been a mental illness, sure. It could have been some sort of bizarre neurochemical things happening in her brain. It doesn't matter because, and again, we're coming back to truth versus meaning. So the truth may be that these transcendent experiences that she's having, the spiritual awakening, okay, it may be that it's due to some physical imbalance in her body, but that does not negate the meaning. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That does not negate the meaning and the power of her visions, the visions that she had of God and Christ and so on and so forth.
Right.
We alter our perceptions in order to receive those kinds of visions.
I think they're very personal.
Communications.
Yes, they're very personal, very individual, and again, it's possible that it's a symptom. It's a symptom of some physical imbalance.
Well, fasting is like a spiritual practice.
Yes, it is.
Because once your body reaches a certain point, you do stop feeling hunger, and you also do start kind of hallucinating.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the physiological part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's still, that's, what meditation is about. It's all different ways of changing your perception to be open to a spiritual communication.
Thank you. Changing perception.
Nicely said.
And I think that takes work, energy, and effort to connect into that side of ourselves, because I think our default is the elemental willfulness side. Since we're talking about humanity, we're talking about animal instinctual side.
Yeah.
I think we default to that side, and it takes energy to pull us out of that habit, that instinct, to aspire for something greater, something more spiritual, you know, things that are fair and truth and, you know, awareness and free will, things like that. Those are spiritual attributes in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it takes effort to move towards that and away from the bondage of elemental willfulness.
Well, that bondage has permitted our survival. You know?
Right.
So
And that's another whole discussion point. You have to admit that it's there. You have to make accommodations for the fact that it's there.
and that net
It's touching the
survival.
other
us.
side, which is being dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
You know, I
Excellent
think that
point.
there's a reason why we're living in this sensual world. I think that this is a preference to something that's not sensual, you know, and perhaps is more blissful, but, you know, just a frequency, a pure frequency or something. You know, we're living in this sort of dirty sensual world, and I think it's interesting to live in a dirty sensual world, you know, but,
Oh, yeah.
but we're half and half. We're evolving toward a more spiritual entity, I think, in general.
Yeah.
And-
I want to get caught up in the chat. There have been people
Lots of
have
comments.
been coming in, beautiful
Brilliant.
comments. Chris
Yeah.
from Elemental Cartomancy is here.
Hi, Chris.
Tim said, but spiritual experience is not religious, religion dependent. Yes.
Yeah.
Really not.
And the proof of that is how many spiritual experiences are reported in multiple cultures using multiple media, multiple methods of achieving that. Shamanism, the Darvish in Arab culture, Sufism. There's just all kinds.
The human brain is designed for religious experience.
Yeah.
I think you're
Universal.
right.
Yeah.
I think you're right, you know?
We've evolved into it. It's a receiver of spiritual energy, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with Dr. Pam. For some, spiritual awakening is religion influence.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have said this about my mother. My mother was a very religious woman. She found her spirituality through that religion, which is, I think, a good thing. It's what religions could be able to help with. Yes. Yes, Maru, rewiring causes all kinds of psychological changes, including
Physiological, darling.
physiological. Thank you. Thank you.
I've lost a lot of weight since I went through the last 7 years of sobriety, and that was my part of my spiritual awakening is my sobriety journey. And I've lost a lot of weight. All of my joint pain is ending. You know, I'm having physiological changes as a result of behaving differently.
Yeah. Our brains can deceive us as well as help us.
Well, yes, because
That's
now
that mirror in the moon.
now we get into the whole realm of delusion versus intuition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which one is the real thing?
Yeah.
It takes work energy to figure it out, doesn't it? Trial and error.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lifetime, maybe multiple lifetimes, I think.
Yeah.
I would love to talk briefly about what the traditional meanings for us are for the Sun card and the Judgment card. And I'm hoping, Maru, you'll be able to show us your Boda cards.
I've got my Bodas ready.
Yes. So this is good. I'm going to put us like this so we're a little closer. And so we have this the Sun card, which looks like this. And traditionally for me, the Sun is about enlightenment, seeing things. There's great light spreads across and things can be seen very clearly. It's a great outcome. Yes, everything you wanted has shown up because you've worked hard at it. So, it is about those ambitions and being able to fully thrive. What other thoughts do people have about the Sun?
Well, in that particular card, the two young people look very twin-like, and it's kind of like recognizing each other as divinity.
Uh-huh.
Is the impression I get from that card.
Ah.
You can see in the sunshine, you can see each other, your full trueness.
Pamela Batchelor has asked, what is that wall enclosure in that sun card?
I can answer that.
Well,
I knew
please.
I knew you would, Maru.
I was hoping.
Would you like me to read the whole thing?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm going to. Is it okay if I embiggen you?
Certainly.
Okay, there you go.
Now, this deck is a little bit more risque, so
It's all right.
there we go.
Censorship engaged. Thank you, YouTube.
It says, I'll answer the question about the stone wall, and then I'll read the beginning of it. It says, the stone wall represents truth as partially revealed by the senses. It shows the comprehension of truth is limited if founded solely upon sensory evidence, as in materialistic science. The beginning of it says, the sun behind the Fool is the very first symbol in tarot, and a clue to the meaning of all the rest. It represents the life power. In Key 0, the Fool, it is white to represent the spiritual life center of the universe. In Key 19, it is yellow or golden to represent the particular sun of our solar system. Our sun collects and distributes power impulses which give us our light and life. That is why the collecting intelligence is attributed to this key. The rays extending from the sun represent radiation, straight, and vibration, wavy. The human features indicate that the sun is no inanimate object, but a living conscious intelligence. The 5 sunflowers represent the natural kingdoms, mineral, vegetable, animal, and human. The unopened flower is the next stage of our growth, representing the conscious existence beyond our present state. The stage of enfoldment represented by this is regeneration. The 2 children represent regenerated humanity, recalling the statement of Christ that we must enter the kingdom of heaven as little children.
Oh.
So they're in the kingdom of heaven right now? I mean, at the moment that card represents? I think so, yes.
On the verge of it, perhaps. 2
I
cards
think
later
the
is the
stone
world.
wall is separating them from the kingdom.
Oh, because you see, I thought the stone wall meant that they're in the kingdom and the stone wall is separating them from the world of nature because
Maybe.
because the sunflowers are on the other side of
That's
the
true.
stone wall. And the sunflowers, I think, are an important symbol because they are sunflowers and they are reaching into the kingdom. See, their heads are hanging over that wall.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah.
And they are a symbol of the sun. I mean, they follow the sun across the sky in the fields. It's really weird to watch. Okay. And yeah.
It doesn't specifically say, but I think your interpretation sounds correct.
So they're
Chris.
in the kingdom. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Chris said, I see the wall as being shielded as being shielding. We experience the happiness and joy of the sun while being shielded from the outside bullshit.
Yeah. Well, because we're in the kingdom of heaven, right? The kingdom of the sun.
And in Judgment, which we'll get to here in a minute, we deal with the outside bullshit and experience full enlightenment and happiness inside and out.
Yeah.
So the children represent our internal spirits.
And perhaps it's the beginning of a new path as a different type of entity, like Linda
Well, the
was
funny
saying,
thing
we're
you
right
say
near
about
the
a
world.
path is that the path on the
Yes.
It's a circle.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
They
Yeah.
keep we keep treading the same ground.
Mhm.
Well, but don't forget that moment the moment that's represented in that card is the moment when we are in the sun, in the kingdom of heaven. So I don't think path is relevant at that
No.
point, you know.
I think, yeah, the path was the previous 18 cards, right? I mean, this is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
linear
yeah,
progression, and we're almost at the end of the progression. The end is the 21st card, which is the
yeah.
world. And I think that's the portal to the other side of that fence, perhaps, you know, that we see on the sun card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
everybody have a chance to talk about the sun?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Mm.
about judgment, shall we?
Yeah, probably that's a good idea.
Judgment. I always think of this idea of judgment. This is the big things, the reasons, the purpose. Whereas justice is the day-to-day things. Judgment for me is the big picture. Is the big picture. And so this is that moment where we do take stock. We go, how'd I do? How'd I do? How am I doing? How does this line up? So,
Yeah. It's on the receptive side, you know, right before that was humility. And then judgment is the next step up on the left-hand side, which is, in my opinion, you know, having a full, well examined life and knowing who you are and what you are. And it's internal judgment, I think, receptive judgment.
I like the word evaluation better than judgment, to be honest.
Yeah.
Judgment carries a lot of baggage as a word, and I think evaluation is a more neutral approach.
Self-reflection, self-evaluation.
Yes.
It all works the same, I think. Yeah. Judgment's a bit 500 years ago, I guess. You know,
Well,
yourself.
it has
Judgment is still required to, you know, be sensible, right?
I'm sorry.
Judgment is required to be sensible.
Discernment, yes, certainly.
yeah. I think, yeah, it's interesting. By the way, the chat is exploding and I'm having a hard time keeping up.
There's a lot of.
I'm doing my best.
No. I am too. I'm just saying, I'm appreciating everybody's engagement in this, and they're all doing it very respectfully. It's so wonderful. And so, yeah. Judgment is okay. I think judgment will be on us all as an era of humanity. Well, as it goes back to what Maru was saying, taking care of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And true, Timy, judgment should sound could sound harsh and sounds compassion less to some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever we have an opportunity, we should give ourselves a break.
Well, compassionate, you know?
Yes.
And the thing is that the reason that we judge is to distinguish between what's for us and what's not for us.
What's true and what's not true.
Yeah, theoretically, okay? Yeah. It's not to say, oh my God, doesn't she know what she looks like in those pants? Mm-hmm. Which is how we normally, well, okay. In the past, I have done that, okay?
Yeah.
And
yes, we use our judgment to realize that that's not a correct thing to do.
Discernment and awareness to realize that that's, you know, that lacks any compassion whatsoever. And it's also very petty. Linda, you shouldn't do that.
You're bringing up an interesting point, and because people have been talking about some of the word choices and how there can be we place it's a right or a wrong. We get to be too too focused in this or that. We're
Binary.
stuck- yes,
In-
extremes. What'd
Yeah.
you say, Linda?
Binary.
Binary. Thank you. That was the word I kept wanting to say bionic, and I knew that was not right.
That word. I love that word.
And also bionic.
So,
Yeah. But,
But-
binary, yeah. It's on or it's off. It's black or it's white.
correct.
We don't live in that kind of world. And so that kind of thinking really, truly does not serve our advancement, at least as I currently understand.
I would say that the duality of decision making is a binary area where you are saying yes or no, left or right, up or down in decision making. But in judgment, it's gray areas, you know. There's, you know.
Well, that's an interesting point because we rarely have decisions that are binary.
But when
We
you're
use-
making a decision, you're making a judgment, aren't you? You're judging
You're
that
making
this particular situation or point of action is what you want.
You're going from one thing to another. You're saying yes or no to this, and then you cut and you go to the yes side, or you cut and you go to the no side. It really is decision making is that, I think, and motivation is the ungoverned energy that's just surging and receding and surging and receding. And then when you apply decisions to that, that gives you rational forward behavior. It's not chaotic forward behavior.
Decisions are is based on judgment. Yes.
Yeah.
And even in choosing,
On the left-hand side,
you can be conflicted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's what the Three of Swords is about, in my opinion.
Oh, conflicted about the choice that you've had to make. That's good. Krista's shared
about disappointment.
a lot. I think lots of people, they most harshly judge themselves. And if they judge other people, that's a projection of their self-judgment.
100%, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Very insightful. And spiritual awakening helps us to understand what Chris is saying here.
Yeah.
Because we're listening.
Yes.
Yeah. And recognizing the humanity, the common humanity, the thread that binds us all, you know, that I know that judging someone harshly is me talking, is me about my insecurities and how I present myself. And so when I hear someone else judging, I can look at them. I mean, if I'm, you know, operating on all my cylinders, that is, I can look at them and go, oh my God, that poor person, you know, they're so trapped, and be more compassionate in my approach to them instead of saying, well, you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. There is in I think in this duality, there is quite a bit of heaviness to it, because it's about because of the topic. This is the 10th duality.
Loaded. Yeah, it's loaded. It is loaded for bear. Yeah.
You know, I have something that just came to mind. It's a practical thing that I learned myself that's related to judgment, but it's sort of trivial judgment. Have you ever noticed, you know, on interpersonal relationships between friends that you have and acquaintances, do you know somebody that's always like bitching about other people and always criticizing them and judging them? And you know those people when they're your friend, and you're like, yeah, well, you know, yeah, maybe you're right about that. Maybe you're right about. What I realized later in life is that they were doing that to me when I wasn't there. You know, the other people that they were criticizing and judging, they're doing the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And when you realize that, you realize how futile and stupid and pointless the whole thing is, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to keep other people's side of the street clean by judging them in a third person, you know, just keep your own side of the street clean. And it really does, I think, it chips away at your own sense of spiritual value when you're always slagging other people, you know?
Well, and it really destroys your connection to them.
It does. It is a separation. It is I am not part of, I am different than they are. I
I
am
am better than.
I am better than them,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which
Causes
is
isolation.
yes.
And I think that's expressive competition. You know, that's coming from our primal side, you know, that aggressive primal side.
Yes.
And when we realize
Yeah.
the error of that, that's our spiritual side chiming in and balancing out that brutal habit that we have of, you know, busting on other people.
Mhm. Beth has said it's interesting to think about how much psychology and spiritual intersects.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Like this. Okay. They're
I
better.
started out on a psychology journey and I ended up with the Marseille Tarot and talking to, you know, all the tarot folks here today. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Dr.
Yeah.
Pam said that perhaps the spiritual judgment stems from the same religious connotation, judgment past death, whether we go to hell or heaven, etc.
And no wonder we fear it, you know,
Yes.
because our eternal, are we going to burn in hell in pain and isolation? Or are we going to go to heaven and experience, transcendent oneness of being?
Yes.
And
I
think of
think
the
the
historical
question-
contents. Yeah. Go ahead.
The
Sorry.
question is what's really good? What is really approved by the deity?
Oh, God. Now you've opened a can of worms, Maru.
No,
Which
just
deity?
just a coffin.
In which
Just the coffin.
Ooh, dark. I love it. Okay.
Dr. Pam said maybe as we do in coaching, that moral compass is questioned when we compare the source of judgment most of the time.
Yes.
It's like, from where is this coming?
Yeah.
And Pamela Batchelor said, since Marseille Tarot comes out of a certain culture and political reality, judgment loomed large.
That's what I was going to say. 500 years ago in Renaissance Italy, the Catholic Church ruled the world in that world. So you had to be congruent with their values, and it would help you. That's one of the reasons why the Pope ended up being the Hierophant. I think it was sort of a nod to that whole system to not be so a part of it, you know?
I think the smartest and the most intelligent and perceptive people pay attention to what's going on within the framework of the larger whole. What came before it, what was happening during it, what came after it. This is how I learned to appreciate art. That was one of the things that my first teacher said.
Putting
you need to know what
in context.
Yes, you have to have context. And tarot, when you're reading tarot, context is everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything.
Absolutely.
Speaking of context, do you have time for me to read the Buddha definition of judgment?
I do. Thank you.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Do you want me to embiggen you?
If you must. Let's see. There. It says the stage of spiritual unfoldment represented by Key 20 is realization. It is at this stage that the human consciousness is on the verge of blending with the universal consciousness, hence the idea of resurrection or new birth, in which the limiting factors of this world of name and form, represented by the coffins, are put away. That this is accomplished by vibratory activity controlled by the life breath is conveyed by the symbolism of the angel blowing the trumpet. The cross on the square banner symbolizes measurement, reasoned conclusions. This relates directly to the title of the card because correct judgment depends upon right reasoning and the ability to weigh and measure the factors involved. The angel is the true self. He is surrounded by clouds because the real self is veiled by appearances caused by the operation of the substance typified by water, of which the clouds are made up. The icebergs are symbolically similar to the figure in Key 12, since they represent the arresting of the flow of mind stuff represented by water. 12 rays of light represent the zodiacal signs, and the 7 rays from the trumpet are the 7 planets. The 3 figures represent self-consciousness, the man, subconsciousness, the woman, and their product, personality, the child. The flesh of the figures is gray to indicate that they have overcome the pairs of opposites. Gray also symbolizes the astral plane and represents wisdom.
I had no idea that was why they were gray. I thought it was because they had just come out of the grave.
Mhm.
No, I'm not kidding. I mean,
No, I believe you.
because I thought they were being resurrected.
Mhm.
How about this?
They
Pamela
are.
Baxter said the difference between judgment versus judgmental.
Thank you, Pamela Batchelor. Yes.
Yeah.
Reserve your judgment for yourself.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, Beth did share not just Italy, but also the French, which is a primarily Catholic country still today.
Beth, I beg to differ. They are the French apparently are performatively Catholic, but not. They are effectively a secular nation. They go to church Christmas and Easter, except in the country, of course, but that's true everywhere. They're not Catholic the way Portugal and Spain are Catholic, or Italy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that the reason why there are Christian symbols intermixed throughout the whole Marseille Tarot is because of the context of when they were created. You know, it
Absolutely
gave them some camouflage from the
Yeah.
Inquisition, which was going on right around that time.
Well, and I also think the decks that are being created today, if we're still around in 200 years, people will be looking at them going, "What?
The Housewives Tarot? What the hell is this?
The
Marvel
zombie tarot?"
superheroes. What's that?
Yes.
The zombie tarot is what happens after judgment.
Yeah, you get all shriveled up.
Yes.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot, Maruta.
Yeah. Yes. And I have both of those. Those are with arm's reach. You know, we're not quite with arm's reach.
I do have a question before we hit the end of the show, which is coming up soon.
Please.
So this is the 10th duality. That's 20 cards. I consider the Fool to be the 0 card and the World to be the 21st card. And then there's the 20 in between.
Mm-hmm.
So the last card is the World card. What do you think that means?
Is that a rhetorical question or?
No, I'm asking the three of you.
Well, I've always heard that it's basically represents the that you've reached your full journey's end, that you're ready to participate in the world as a, complete person.
Like next step or beginning of a new fool's journey, but you're not a fool anymore. You're something else.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. It's a portal. I think it's a portal. And it can be symbolically a portal at the end of just a terrestrial journey that you went through, like going to the grocery store, and then when you finally get back home, you've gone through the whole sequence. But I think it's as a spiritual awakening journey. I think this is the key to the next step, whatever that may be. And I
Could
think
it be the world of heaven?
Yeah, whatever you're imagining. It's just there's so much room for speculation there, isn't there? And every single organized religion has an idea of what the next step is.
I mean, she is floating in the air.
Yeah. And Pamela did bring up Witch's Wisdom Tarot starts at the World card and ends with the Fool. Beginnings, endings, fractal.
Thanks, Pamela, because I was going to bring that up too. That it's a journey that can begin either way, right?
Yes.
The world could just be the end of your biological life, and then you go back to the beginning when you're reincarnated. Now you're the fool again.
Well, I'm gonna nudge a little bit on this. Is perhaps the world is when we have gotten our enlightenment, and we're now actually trying to balance all of our spirituality through our daily life. It's when we have that moment of enlightenment, as we were talking about before, the signs and symptoms of spiritual awakening. Couldn't that be the world? And suddenly we have to go, well, gosh, now I am looking at my behavior differently, and I'm trying to be kind and using discernment as I have moved and evolved.
Now that I am fully empowered and embodied and plugged in, now I can go back and look at judgment, the lovers, the devil, from the perspective of having. And Maruta, I think you hit the nail on the head that the world is a portal, because once you pass that threshold, then you can look back and recap your journey, or do it, for real. But then the journey becomes on a different level.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yes.
I think it's kind of funny that he's looking at her instead of looking where he's going. This is why he fell off the cliff, because there's a naked floating woman in front of him.
It's like, oh, it's over there. I'm going to go in that direction. Bloop.
That's freaking brilliant. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how that delights me.
Because
I'm delighted by that image.
This one has walked the all of the majors and is on the other side, and then it's going to start it again. But yeah, I think I would be distracted too by a naked woman,
especially one in a multicolored wreath floating in the air.
I mean, come on.
What is this shiny thing she's holding?
Oh my.
And we have the person in the world card is supposed to be non-binary, I believe.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's always feminine as far as I've seen.
I have never seen a non-binary, or perhaps I should say androgynous naked body in the world cards of any deck I've ever seen. It's always been feminine.
Mother Gaia.
And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because the feminine embodies regeneration, or is a symbol. I shouldn't say embodies.
It's where all the power is.
We are the portal of people coming into the world.
Yes, and that's the other reason I think you're mentioning that it's a portal is important.
Yes,
and true.
That's the goddess Mata in Latvian culture. She rules over birth and death.
And
wow,
the portal into the world and out of it.
Yep.
I think receptive
I brought
energy.
You into this world. I can take you out.
Oh yeah.
I think that receptive energy is spiritual energy, and the biological manifestation of receptive energy tends to be the female gender, I think, at least in these symbols from this deck. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why it's female, because I think that the portal of the world is taking us out of the world of manifestation, which is the elemental world that we live in, and I think it's the spiritual side of us that we're moving toward is the key that will allow us to pass through this portal and over to the other side. And it's going to be something like the world of manifestation, but it'll be something quite different, I think. I don't think we have the perceptions to understand it at the moment.
Yeah, and Pamela, that's a hell of a connection to make. But you know, I think that there's just something in me that goes, yeah, that's true.
Yep.
What is that? I don't recognize that.
The Sheila Night gig.
It's an Irish. Well, okay, I only saw it in Ireland, but apparently they exist elsewhere, but I can't remember right now. You can look it up. She spelled it absolutely correctly. You can look it up in Google. It's a carving of a woman in the act of giving birth. So you are seeing her full frontal, shall I say?
Yeah.
Legs outspread, and she's open. And the one that I saw in Ireland was a stone in a church, like not inside the church, but one of the stones that built the church had this carved into it. So go look it up. It's a fascinating history. There's not a lot known about them, but they're everywhere in Ireland.
Yeah.
I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. This has been phenomenal. Next week, we're doing just sort of a collective thoughts. We're giving Timy a chance to get his brain back.
It's all worn out. It's been cooking too hot.
With all of the stuff that we have talked about, I'm hoping that we will have an opportunity perhaps to have a sample reading of what this looks like to me. Is that possible?
Sure. Yeah. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And yes, Candy Soul and Soil has a wonderful show discussion on her channel. She really does. She really does. You are absolutely right. So, Timy, I think you and I are celebrating something on Friday, aren't we?
Yeah, my sobriety anniversary, 7 years on Friday. December 12th.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Excellent.
So
That's 7 years. Wow, that's an important milestone.
It was hard. It's still hard.
Yeah.
Got to maintain.
Yep. You
Don't
got to
lose
be
my
vigilant.
attention. Yeah, vigilant. That's the word.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to do a show about my AA journey, and I guess I'll relate it to the tarot. I mean, that's how I ended up in this this cool situation.
Yes. And by the way, Jane the Secret Tarot is here. Hello, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hey, Jane. What's up?
And you're getting a lot of support for that.
Cool.
So there you go.
Appreciate it.
And
thank you,
Sheila. I have a hard time pronouncing it unless I see it. She was a protective symbol that is on so many churches throughout the UK.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right. How will we find that show? Which show?
The show with Timy and you.
With Timy? I have to create it. It will be on my channel.
Okay.
So it
Friday.
Will be,
yeah.
Yes. Well, it'll be there probably tomorrow. I've been creating 28 pages of notes about 4
Something
elements and 4 suits. So hashtag overachiever. Oh, and
I love you so much, Gerald.
You are.
I love the way your mind works.
Gerald is the glue
that
holds us together.
It's just wonderful.
And what's really interesting is, so I did all of that, and then I went, oh, but what about this? What about this? And what about this? By the way, this
rabbit holes
for entertainment purposes only. There you go.
And Gerald is building a warren.
I'm building something. I want to say thank you to everybody for joining this Laugh and Learn. Deep gratitude to Timy, Linda, and Maru, and all of you in the chat for your thoughtful engagement. I mean, if you've been inspired by this, I invite you to watch the full playlist, because I did create a duality playlist because this was so cool. It's available as a podcast if you want to listen to it. And I think you all are amazing, and I want to send deep bows to you. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.
See you later.